Welcome back, humble traders. Today I'll be doing a technical breakdown on Grab, ticker symbol GRAB. Do note that I do not provide any buy or sell calls. Instead, I focus on potential trades laid out by the market makers. Always remember, the stock market is never obvious. It is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. So without further ado, let's take a look at Grab. So Grab has once again dropped almost 10% just yesterday. In fact, about 9.09%. And the chart seems very awful because it's still downtrending and way below the clouds. So let's zoom into the 1 hour chart to get a better idea of what actually happened. So you can see that market makers' favorite idea is always to break psychological supports. So it's like $10. I mean, the $3 psychological support was in fact broken, and we hit a low about 295. And then we did see some consolidation here, perhaps some accumulation by the big boys. And then we had started to have a good uptrend, or really just a short uptrend. You can see that the cloud was in fact some resistance. We did have some resistance and we pulled back along the way before climbing back up. So one favorite thing that the market makers like to do is they push the stock just above the cloud levels, thinking that the stock is going to break out and then going up further. But this is the best time to always sell because the big boys like to always have this trick up their sleeves and they will tend to break the clouds to give hope to retail investors that the stock is going higher, and thereafter they collapse it back down. And you can see that Grab is potentially quite weak because we broke out from the clouds, even though the cloud was supposed to act as support, but we broke through with quite a very ugly red candle. So it may seem that there may be more downside in the next week. So my first support that I'm looking for Grab is actually $3. So in the event that we do break down this support level, then it wouldn't be too good. But of course, you need to be careful of a fake breakdown because we may potentially step to about 280 to 290. And if the buyers were to come back at 280 to 90, then we may potentially flip back up. But of course, this $3 previous support will definitely turn to resistance. So that will be a struggle for Grab. If you can see, let's take a look at this Grab and where exactly are my potential supports. So Grab, this is the first wave down. So if you just use this arrow and put it down, potentially Grab may still fall to these potential levels here. So it is still quite a bit. So before we actually go to these levels, I'm actually looking at this 250. So 250 is a very strong psychological support level because it's a round number and it's in between $2 and $3. So you may want to considering entering about 240. 240 may be a potential trap by the market makers. They tend to break this 250 support and then they tend to push prices down to about 240 levels. So we'll see that there's any bullish looking candles at these levels here, then potentially they may do a trap. So in the event that this 250 were to break down with high volume, then I'm looking at about say about 215 to about 220. These levels here act as another support because we see that there is this wave pattern ends around 220 levels. So down here, we may potentially see some buyers coming in at these support levels. And my last support for Grab will definitely be about just below $2 because $2 is a psychological support level. So market makers may tend to break it and bring the prices down to about 180, 190 to scare off the retail investors to cut their losses or even to turn short. So yeah, just a quick recap. In the event where we break $3 with high volume, I'll be looking at about just below 250. And if 250 were to break down, I'm looking at 220. And my last support level for Grab would be about 180, 190 here. I believe that retail investors may put their stop losses here and shorties may potentially come in and perhaps the market makers want to squeeze the shorts at this particular level here. Of course, stocks do not fall in a straight line. We tend to form in a wave pattern. So we at 250, you may see a rebounds followed by a $3 testing of this resistance level before pushing back down to about 220. Thereafter, we may go back up and have a final retest just below $2 to shake off these retail investors before going back up once again. And hopefully the company can expect some good earnings and hopefully they do some innovation or whatever not to bring the investors' confidence back once again. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by and don't forget to subscribe as you keep the uptrend or channel intact. Leave a comment below your thoughts and if you have any other stock TA requests till we meet again. Appreciate the manipulation.